Does it help if I remove this? Okay, because we can.
Okay.
Are you sure?
We're live.
Are we live?
We are live.
We're live. Hello,
We are as
Internet.
live as it's
Hello,
going to be.
hello.
Hey, everybody.
Volume's low?
Is it better now?
We're waiting for confirmation here. Make sure we actually are live.
Check.
Yeah,
Wait,
because
just check the
YouTube
chat.
has that
You're in chat.
several second
So
delay, right?
Sajit, your job is to chat. Monitor the chat.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah. I asked the guest to monitor the chat. That's good, Alex.
Well, you're closer to the chat.
All right, I'll monitor the
I'll
chat.
monitor chat.
All
Chat,
right.
please
We got
say nice
chat
things about
monitor.
me.
We audio check. We're good. Got a thumbs up on the audio.
Chat, please comment on Alex's shorts.
We're live.
We are live.
Okay.
We are live.
We are
So,
live
yeah.
here at Team 24 again.
Okay.
Yeah.
Third time.
Second time today. And we
Third time
had
overall.
we had Jimmy on earlier today for some predictions. We have now all been to the keynote. We've had a little bit of time to absorb it. What were the big announcements? Jeet, let's
Well,
start with you.
There have been so many big announcements. Thank you, Alex. There
They're
have
trying
been
to
so many
pop
big
off your face, but-
announcements. I think I would go and pick my favorite announcement as being the unified search option. Not the Rovo one, mind you, unified search, which Anu showed. So the ability to search across products in Jira ecosystem and find data that might be inside
And
things.
not just the Jira ecosystem. We're talking Confluence. We're talking
Google Docs.
Everything.
Google Docs.
So when you talk about Google Docs, it goes beyond the Atlassian ecosystem. I
Yeah.
think that's where Rovo comes in.
Yeah.
But I'm talking specifically inside So if I search in Confluence, get me data from Jira. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Show me data from Bitbucket. Show me data for Compass.
That's interesting that you bring that one up because that's the one I am most concerned about, actually. So here's my thinking. The biggest problem currently with Confluence Search has always been too much noise, too much randomness. We never been able to find exactly what we wanted
Right.
because of all the extra. So
100% agreed.
let's, again, this is sight unseen, so I'm going to wait to reserve judgment until I actually see the product. But let's assume they fix that. Great, awesome. We've been asking for that for what, 15 years, 20 years?
Yeah. That's why I'm excited.
Can they add more
actually.
noise by making it global?
But I think AI is supposed to tame it.
Well, the moment AI comes into the picture, whether it'll tame it, whether it'll exaggerate it, we don't know yet. We'll know in a couple of months. But again, as of now, I'm taking my scope of view a little smaller, and I'm talking about only Atlassian products. If we are able to do that without adding a cost factor to it, which Rovo might, and we've not talked about Rovo yet, but we will. I think that's going to be game changing because I've known people who've banged their head saying that, hey, I'm asking Jira, which is a sister product of Confluence, to give me a data. Why do I have to switch apps and search the same question in Confluence?
I mean,
Right.
that's fair. And that is a fair question. I said, I'm more reserving judgment until I see it, but I am worried about it just generating extra noise.
Of course.
But I think what brings it more, I'm optimistic, like Sajit is, about this unified search because there is the addition of semantics and context.
Yes.
The AI is going to provide the context
That's what I'm talking
So that
about.
you're
The AI
not-
is going to tame it.
so that you're not going to get every instance of the word blueberry.
Yes.
Right. I think it's going to be aware of what your intention is and bring you back what you are is hopefully looking for.
I
So I'm
agree.
not going to get the shopping list from John Smith's private space.
No,
No, but what I'm
probably
curious-
not. Hopefully not.
I'm curious
They have
how
blueberries in it.
I'm curious how permissions are going to work with this, and right
Yeah.
because you can only search for Jira issues you have access to, and
Also,
Confluence pages you
permission
have
has
access
always been on top of everything that any
But
product has
AI
done, right?
is
Yeah.
a different element.
Yeah.
So does AI behave as you as a user?
Yeah. Probably yes. That's
it's gonna
my
be limited.
take on it. But yeah,
Right. It
let's
is.
see.
I think the AI is going to honor the permissions that you have. So
Yeah,
if
exactly.
you make the request, it is going to
Run
and
as
you
you,
have the access
Yeah,
to it. You're going to see it.
Waters down the experience then.
I mean, it depends who you are asking. I think for a lot of people, permission might be the more important thing than just getting the data together. But yeah, let's see when it
Well,
comes
I'm
out. How
saying
does it
like
look?
I'm saying like, well, what if you have data? Your team has data, but you don't have access to it, and AI has access to it, but you don't.
Then maybe
So you just
AI
gotta
should
watch-
tell you that you don't have access to
Yeah.
it, so that first you fix that,
So
and then
yeah.
you can see the data.
I think they actually showed that where it says a disclaimer. Other people may not be able to see this
Sure.
because of permissions.
Yeah.
What about let me change the topic here and let me talk about what do you think about Jira Work Management plus Jira Software is equal to Jira?
I think we're gonna. I'm surprised you didn't bring up like a Lord of the Rings reference of the one Jira shall bind them.
One
you know?
Jira shall
I'm not
bind
happy,
them
by the
all.
way. Just for the record, I'm not happy.
Well, if
Are
Brittany
you not
was here,
happy?
she might have said something else, but I want to listen to what Rodney has to say.
I think it's a step in the right direction. What they're trying to do is stop this conversation we always have to have as Jira admins, as Jira people, of, well, what do you mean Jira? Do we mean Jira Software? Do you mean Jira Work Management, JPD, JSM? And then we get to the conversation, well, what platform? Cloud or data center? And that's always a conversation. And as said, I think this is a step in the right direction.
Let me pose this question: is Agile dead then?
Yes,
That's a bold statement.
just because I know you'll react.
Well, because that's essentially what Atlassian's saying, right? Agile's dead. No more do you have to worry about epics and stories.
No,
I
I
don't
think so.
think
That's
not
not what they said
exactly.
at all.
That is exactly what they said.
No.
They said you can
Jira Work
rename them.
Management.
They didn't say you cannot have them entirely. They said you can have the option to rename
We
them.
have options today.
No,
They
no.
basically said, you're on the sidelines. You can now do what you want.
No, they never said that. I mean, again, you can see the recording and what happened there, but I think on the
You
Rodney
know,
side.
so
Yeah.
I think they're just announcing a feature that has honestly been out for now, what, 3-4 months now?
Right. See, Jira Work Management versus Jira Software was a fight that has been going on since it came out. Right. When it came out, yes, it was supposed to help the business teams, but there was always a confusion: what product, when, where, what.
Right.
And the biggest confusion in all of this was the small time period when Atlassian announced that it might be chargeable to use Jira Work Manage separately.
That almost started a revolt.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
and I was part of that revolt. I was one of those people because I had convinced people to use Jira Work Management and leave other products, telling that this was much easier. And then it started becoming the news that it might be
But let's talk
chargeable.
about that then, right? Because I like what you said. Jira Work Management is easier to use. It was really designed for like non-technical teams, or it's marketed for non-technical teams.
Sure.
Jira Software, not so easy.
Mhm.
But I don't think they made Jira Work Management more powerful, but rather folded Jira Work Management into Jira Software.
See, it originally
it's
was
still-
as well, right? Like if you go back to the days of Jira Core and Jira Software, it still was in that manner. I think what they're trying to
It's
do
just-
is remove the confusion around
Yes.
But
It's just what template you use, man.
Yeah,
exactly.
or what project type you're using?
what
Are you a
project type, what
business
template,
project?
what's your
Are you
outcome, what are you
software
trying to
that's
achieve?
not what they were showing there, though. You were showing the entire UI of Jira in its Jira Software-esque form, but being able to do what you can do in Jira Work Management.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
until it comes out in its full flow and we see the arrowheads of Jira ruling the other three variants, I think we won't know. But I'm excited about it because making it simple of what Jira is and just saying, hey, there are features inside it that makes your task of choosing which product you want to use better. Let's do that.
But
I'm
I think
all for it.
we're not simple, though.
But
We made it
but
harder.
also, you know, software projects get something out of this marriage too. They get
Yeah.
list view. They get calendars.
But we have that,
Yes.
right? Well, calendars
No,
not, but
list
we have,
view
we have
was
list
not
view,
a thing.
But we have list view right now.
It's a
You-
different, very
but still,
different
that's a new
list view.
feature.
Yes.
That's probably a hint that this was coming, if anything
yeah.
else.
And the goals, as we call it this morning.
Exactly. And the
Goals.
goals.
Yep.
Yeah.
It was something that people have started using. I think it was in beta for a while, and then it started rolling in GA. But that definitely might help a lot of teams.
Did we talk about the fact that the navigation bar's gone away?
Well,
It was sideways now. We're back to
I'm
OG
not
Jira
again.
Cloud.
Yeah. That again, I'm until it comes
It's
out.
It's Jira Cloud. They're going to change the UI in 6 months anyways. You know this.
yes.
It's Jira
and
Cloud
it's going
plus
to happen
plus
on a
plus.
Tuesday too. It's just,
Always a Tuesday.
yes.
Is it?
Oh,
Oh
it's a
yeah,
Tuesday.
is that true?
No.
No.
Are we
Who do you
just
think they are,
doing
Microsoft?
controversial statements now? All right, let's
What else to
talk
take out?
about the big dog. Let's talk about Atlassian Rovo. What do
I
you think
missed it,
about
so please catch me up.
Wow. I'm a AI skeptic, before today or before
I pull it back.
before Rovo. I actually think that
I may explain that in a bit.
there's a lot of things where I'm seeing where AI can now not just provide the answer, but also actually do stuff. And that's what the promise of Rovo is. It's like, you know, the three phases that they talked about, the find, the learn, and then the act.
Mhm.
It's really kind of trying to give the assistance and make it all full circle. I mean, once you have these suggestions, what do you want to do with them? Well, we can do. I can help with that and create something out of it.
Do you think this will make analysis paralysis easier or harder?
I think it's going to make things easier. I think it will. In the find, it's going to extend unified search. All right, that's one thing that we should talk about with Rovo.
Yeah,
is that in there's unified search, and then within Rovo, they take it a step further and say anything that you connect, like SharePoint, Google Drive, Google, we can search in there too if you let us connect to it.
but
This
not
sounds
actually-
a separate credit card details.
Yeah.
For that.
This
just
sounds
so
a lot
that-
like analytics, but for AI.
A little bit. So I've got a question for you guys. I've asked this question, but the creators actually got a chance to preview Rovo and talk to some of the developers. We had sign embargo, so we're going to tell you guys, I'm sorry. But one of the questions that I actually ended up asking is, what are the limits? And they're like, right now, there are none. You can have as many agents as you want.
Nice. But
Now,
it's
we've
like
done
20,
this before. Right? We've done this dance before with Automation for Jira, where you could get as much as you want.
Yeah.
And then we saw you can't, and now we saw why, because they had over 1 billion executions.
Yep.
That's costly.
How long do we think it is before we have those limits on Rovo?
6
Again,
months.
Alex and his timelines have never been accurate in the Atlassian ecosystem. So
What are you talking about, man?
So, Alex, how is that role, or how is that extension of the server life
Server
going?
life going. Yeah, exactly.
It's
right.
dead.
So, yeah. All right. So coming back.
No, I should say it's still alive. That's what I should say.
Yeah, it's in our memories. That's where it's alive. Okay, coming back. So I start from where Bob kind of started, but then he said he was a skeptic. I still am. So I will probably be a skeptic until a couple of years of Rovo being existing in the ecosystem, just because I know over-enthusiastic teams may rely too much on Rovo. And that is something that I fear in our ecosystem. Have been for a while. I feel a lot of teams might over-engineer this, and it's supposed to help teams do better, not replace team members.
That's what I'm afraid.
I'm not sure it's going to be a replacement.
Right. So I am saying the intention is right. The implementation has to be better. And that is what my concern with Rovo is.
Right.
That when it is available out of the box, it might act, or for some teams, it might become a replacement rather than something else. And that's what I fear. And that's just a fear. I hope Atlassian and the ecosystem proves me wrong on that. And we take it a little more responsibly. I'll give you an example, right? Like, it might be a little off topic, but think of something like a Joule. Their initial idea of why they created that product was brilliant, but how it executed it and how it was marketed was it became $1 billion company and took a nosedive. Right? I don't want that to happen for AI because I'm hopeful what it can do for teams. But when it over-engineered and pushed, and when it's not implemented, that's the key word here. When it's not implemented correctly.
But I think part of it is where not only is there training for the AI, so to speak, right?
Yeah.
There's going to be training for the
User. Yeah.
The idea of the 1980s trust but verify is really, really true.
Yeah.
If you're a ChatGPT user, right? These days. So I think with Rovo, when you have a Rovo agent doing something, you're going to look at the results, and you're going to
Sure.
look at them a little bit deeper to see if they will work.
Yeah.
And if they don't work, that's when you start
So
creating that yourself.
So let's think about this, not from our perspective as GR admins, but from the marketing guy.
Hmm.
They're not a technical person. They're going to believe hype.
Yeah.
It's their job to generate hype, for one thing.
Yeah.
Are they going to be as critical?
I don't think they're not even going to know about it.
But they may not. But I think what is different about robo agents is, again, that semantics that Atlassian is putting in. They're really trying to gear toward different personas.
Yeah. I'm excited to see when it comes into beta or something, when maybe creators would get an early
And
access.
We should all be clear about that. We have not played with any of these in person yet. We're going off purely what we were told.
Alex
and
has
what was
not
in the
even heard
presentation.
everything. Yeah.
I was in the meeting, but I was having lunch or breakfast, so I did not pay attention at all.
Lunch or breakfast?
I forgot.
Both.
It was kind of
And
late.
breakfast.
It was kind of late.
I believe that is called brunch.
Brunch. That's
Usually
right.
involves a mimosa or two.
I was having brunch, and so I was not paying attention at all. Then I realized, oh crap, I did sign an NDA. I should have probably paid attention. And then I had to go do my panel, so I left as soon as they transitioned over to that lady that went on
Yeah.
stage. So I left before any announcement. So I'm still in the dark. I don't even know.
So
I don't even know how to
didn't
pronounce it at this
actually.
point.
I didn't actually wait till the very end as well. I had to skip some of it. But what do you think about Scott leaving? No mention of that at all.
I did not see any mention of that. I actually had to leave to watch Alex's panel.
I watched the entire thing. I did stay for the entire thing just to make sure that we as a group didn't miss anything.
Yeah.
And there was no mention of that. And I've got a theory about that. Oh, did you get a selfie?
Might
got
look
a
at an
selfie.
autograph because
You know what?
Did he
I did too.
get him autograph, man. He's not going to be a
I
CEO
did
anymore.
tonight. You know,
Now
committee
we got a
leaders
shot
dinner.
tonight, from
Yeah.
what I hear.
Yeah, for
But
the first time ever, Alex is actually
But
invited to the
anyways.
committee leader dinner. So
Yes.
he just didn't believe that they'll not let him in. So
I-
that's why it already
I
got
had my
itself,
doubts,
yeah.
but special shout out to Lauren. She's over there somewhere.
back to the topic at hand, I think they had this presentation done in the box, drafted a month ago.
Yeah,
Oh,
And
sure.
he probably didn't make the decision until right before we all knew about it.
sure.
So I think by the time he made the decision and made it public and made it official, it was too late to change anything.
That's a unique point. Yeah.
I think part of it is also too the reason why the timing of the decision coincided not only with team, but also with the quarterly results
Yeah,
coming out.
that's
too.
also
He
true.
announced it on the same
On
day
the same
quarterly
day.
results came out.
You
Yeah.
have to. You have to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, it's insider trading.
Yeah, it's public information. It's
Yeah.
and I think it definitely affected Atlassian's stock price for a little bit
Sure.
because
Yeah, you never
they
want to lose
had-
your co-founder.
they had
Of course.
really good earnings, but just the news of one of the co-founders leaving.
Okay,
We're
I'm
gonna
gonna
interrupt.
put this shirt on here. Stand right here.
What's up? You like my shirt?
Yeah.
Hello, Mark Brickley from ClearPath.
Words.
A couple words. Oh, yes. So Alex and I are big fans of each other, and we have an ongoing debate about whether a taco is a sandwich. Here is which team I'm on. A
There we
taco is a sandwich. You have your shirt, Alex? We actually made one for Alex as well. He's on team taco is not a sandwich. And it actually comes from a discussion we had on the Jira Life before.
Of course.
So it's just a little bit of fun here having that team. This has been a great experience so far.
I'm going to start a new team.
Oh, are you? What is the team?
Taco is a Stromboli.
Come on, you're pushing the
Taco
boundaries.
is
now.
a strong
Well,
ball.
that's what we do on the
That's
Jira
what I
Life.
eat every
We push
day.
boundaries.
Nice.
FYI.
Sajit, we've been on
Yes.
each other for a couple of years now. You know, when I can get away with it, I am a chaos bringer.
Oh yeah. And I love you for that. That's good. All right. What else?
All right.
Anything else?
Let's see.
We can knock Alex off from the podcast. You could just
Okay, I can jump
you
over
can
here.
add
Welcome to the Jira Life.
Thank you, thank
Rodney,
you.
my co-host here is Mark.
Hello, you might have seen me before, Mark Brickley with ClearPath for Jira.
we just kicked the host out, so
Yes, that's okay.
nice.
One,
We couldn't do that digitally ever, but yeah, this is great. In
all right,
person.
one more announcement. I'd like to get your guys' reaction. Goodbye, Atlassian Access. Goodbye, Beacon. Hello, Guard.
Yeah, I actually like it.
It would not be a team though without a rebranding of some sort.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Without
And
a
I
doubt.
like it. And I like it because rather than having 3 separate products talk about the same thing,
Yeah.
have one and like just give it the responsibility and the ownership of doing everything together. And it makes sense.
But I mean,
Go ahead.
I've heard from some partners, especially solution partners today, who after the keynote have customers calling them. So about my quote for both Jira Work Management and Jira Software, I wonder how many of them are having the same conversation about my quote for Access and Beacon.
Well,
Yeah,
Beacon was
right.
beta, so it wasn't for sale.
Yeah, that's also true. But what makes sense is what the vision for Guide is.
Right.
It ties
Regards,
security in a nice little package.
Right.
There was kind of access before as far in terms of like ensuring the correct people could log in, and then you wanted to have security from the product side, and that's Beacon came about. How do we tie those two together? Well, we have to make it all one product.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm always a fan of Atlassian when they really look at it as a platform and not separate products.
Yeah.
So many of them were just separate products where people didn't talk to each other and how you could really use them together, and they just happened to package it.
Yeah.
So once you look at it, universal platform, how can you have seamless integration all throughout your process? I'm a fan of that. You're going to have customers for life if they have that experience.
And I think this was kind of a theme that I was seeing at the keynote. They're really talking more platform than anything else.
Yeah.
And we're starting to see it with like the absorption of separate products, farewell Jira Work Management, farewell Atlas, and they're really just becoming parts of the platform.
Yeah.
I agree.
So we're going to leave on that thought because we have about 5 minutes left, and our wonderful host Trundle here, Sajit. I want to give you opportunity because I understand you have something new you want to share.
Yes. So today, around a couple of hours back only, we had our first Forge product launch on the marketplace. It's called Waterfall for Jira. Thank you. And the app is basically a simple project management solution. The tagline that we've given to it is old school meets agile. What we are trying to do is bring those agile resistant teams onto Jira and give them a baby step to help them start using Jira and give them familiar matrices like earned value management. Let them use phases on top of everything in Jira, the tasks, the stories that they create, and give them project level fields and basic cost tracker. So basically a mix of a couple of things that you might have seen in a couple of other add-on vendors in the marketplace as well. But rather than buying 5 apps, you probably want to use one feature of, you can use just Waterfall for Jira, make your journey into Jira a little more smoother. And that's what we're trying. Come to Jira. If you're a fan of MSP, if you're a fan of planning in Excel, our app can definitely help you. And if you're already agile, there are definitely features in our app, like for example, cost trackers and the project level fields. The key identifier or the key unique factor that we have in the app is a live budget conversion. So if you've got 5 projects across multiple budgets, multiple currencies, you want to pull a report saying, hey, show me all the projects more than 5,000 USD, our app can get you that with the live currency converter. That's about Waterfall for Jira.
I do appreciate, I mean, yes, I know Waterfall exists and it is a project type that can be used, but still, I mean, you're like, it's like you're in Chicago and you're putting ketchup on the hot dog.
The real question is why you're not going out for pizza.
Oh yeah, if you're in Chicago, yeah. Why are you not getting pizza?
Because Chicago has really, really nice hot dogs.
And
I mean,
well,
they do,
Right.
but it's not
As
what they're
well.
known for.
As
Yes,
well.
they are.
Right.
So you don't
You know,
want
I
to
probably
use
just made
Jira for
an enemy
Trello,
from
right?
everyone from
Yeah,
Chicago.
Everybody from Chicago. Rodney is going to apologize. He'll be online in 5-10 minutes. And
No,
we'll
it's
have
going to
him-
be at least tomorrow. I've got stuff to do today.
We'll,
Yeah.
we'll have to make a short of Rodney eating a Chicago style hot dog.
Honestly,
Deep
I
dish
love the
order.
idea of your app because I worked in agile transformations. I worked with teams that have been in waterfall, and doing that big jump there
Yeah.
is scary.
Yes, that's
So-
what we are trying to
So
do.
what you're
Yeah.
trying to do is bridge that transition, make it more seamless. It's kind of like the gateway app to agile.
Yes, that's
You
right.
know, so I love it. Sounds
Awesome.
good. I'm gonna check
Thank
it
you,
out.
man. Thank you so much. It just came on the marketplace today. So check it out. If you have any questions, feedback, that's the most important thing we are looking for. We had some big major players give us feedback and the requirements when we built the app. And we would love to hear some live feedback and what can we do to make the app better. All right.
All right.
So
So,
what we have remaining few minutes, we should talk about tomorrow's show, regularly scheduled show.
yeah, tomorrow's show is going to be a little bit of a chaos because we are doing it right as the expo hall closes, which means we could not get any partner to host us.
Okay.
So we are just going to do it right from the exit of the expo hall.
So
Nice.
this is a note to all of you Juramigos who are here in Las Vegas. Be at the outside of the expo hall doors. That's where we're going to be doing our 1 hour Thursday show, kind of wrapping up Team 24 in a nutshell.
All right. So Team 24 therapy session would be at tomorrow outside the expo hall. That's what you are trying to say. Yep. Put your feet up and just come and chat with us.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
And we
Alex,
welcome
you wanna
back
come
our
back?
co-host.
Yeah, thank you so
All
much.
right,
It's just
thank
I
you,
love
Alex.
Mark so much that mi casa su casa. Especially next year at Teams, you gotta make some time to come visit me at my house because I live 3 minutes away from
Yeah,
Teams.
you know, I hear there might be something coming up next year. We'll talk.
Yeah, well, we should just announce it now since we're gonna.
I don't think we can announce it yet.
It's on the internet.
Is it?
Yeah, April 8th through the 10th, Anaheim.
Okay.
All right.
April
So
8th through the 10th, Anaheim, California, my hometown.
Yeah.
3 minutes away from my house. We'll be setting up the agenda and all. I already talked to Lauren. I'm like, we'll coordinate everything.
I was hoping there would be some reason for Alex to get a passport, but
Not again. Although I did get invited to go to Argentina in November, so
Oh.
maybe we'll see.
Okay.
you need to go to Argentina.
You're coming
Yes.
with me?
I mean, if they're paying, I'll go with you.
All right, let's figure it out. All right, so where are we at? Are we good?
Yeah.
I think we're
I
good.
think
All
we're
right,
good.
Ronnie,
I
close
mean,
us
the
out.
only thing we
sign
got to
off.
say is we didn't choose a Jira Live.
Jira
The
Life
Jira
chose
Live chose
us.
us.
All right. Thanks.